Today we'll be studying subtraction. We're going to be answering the question, what is subtraction? So, what is subtraction? Subtraction is taking away one amount or value from another amount or value. Let's take a look at the example 7 minus 1. We can represent the number 7, which is the number that we are subtracting from, as counters. As you can see, we've drawn out 7 counters. We can represent the number 1, which is the number that we are subtracting 7 from, as a counter. As you can see, we've drawn out 1 counter. Because we are subtracting 1 from 7, we can just cross out 1 counter from the 7 model altogether, because that's been subtracted and it's no longer a part of the value of 7. Now, what we have remaining after subtracting it, which is the circled part here, is our answer. It is the value after we have subtracted 1 from 7. We have 6 counters remaining, so 7 minus 1 is equal to 6. Let's practice solving subtraction equations with models. Let's start on this first equation, 3 minus 1. We can represent the number 3 with counters. 3 is the number that we are subtracting 1 from. As you can see, we've drawn out 3 counters. Let's represent the number 1, which is the number that we are subtracting from 3. Now we can cross out 1 counter from 3. That is because we are subtracting 1 from it, and 1 has taken out 1 value from 3. The number of counters that we have remaining, which are these circled counters over here, is our answer because they are what's remaining after we subtract 1 from 3. So we know that 3 minus 1 is equal to 2 because we have 2 counters remaining after subtracting 1 from 3. Let's solve this next equation here, which is 5 minus 2. We can start by drawing out counters to represent the number 5, which is the number that we'll be subtracting from. Now let's represent the number 2, which is the number that we are subtracting from 5. Now we can continue to cross out 2 counters from 5, because we are subtracting 2 from 5. So they are no longer a value of 5. The number of counters that we have remaining here, which is the circled counters, is our answer, because they are what we have remaining after we subtract 2 from 5. So we know that 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. Now let's try solving a word problem. We can solve word problems by converting them to an equation and using a model to solve them, which we can do by figuring out what we need to solve for. So let's start reading this word problem. Dave has 10 toy cars. He gave 4 of them to his little brother. So he originally had 10, and now he gave 4 of them. He gave 4 of them to his little brother. How many toy cars does Dave have now? So we're being asked to try and find how many toy cars he has after he gave 4 of them to his little brother. So let's try and answer this next question. How many did he originally have? Well, it says that Dave has 10 toy cars before he gave them to his little brother, so we know that he has 10 toy cars now. How many did he give away? It says he gave 4 of them to his little brother, so we know that he gave 4 of them away after he had 10 originally. So let's start making the equation. We know that he had 10 originally, which is probably the number that we'll be subtracting from, and that he gave away 4. So we know that we have to subtract 4 from 10 to figure out how many he has now after he gave 4 of them to his little brother. So let's start making a model. We need to represent 10, which is the number that he originally had. As you can see, we've drawn out 10 counters representing the number of toy cars he originally had before he gave them away to his brother. Now we've drawn out 4 counters representing the number of toy cars that he gave to his brother. We can cross out 4 counters from the original 10 cars because he gave away 4 to his little brother, and so now he doesn't have those 4 toy cars in his original collection of 10 original toy cars. So the number of cars that we have remaining is the number of toy cars that he has now, after he gave 4 of them away to his brother. The number of toy cars that he has remaining is 6. So we know that after Dave gave 4 toy cars to his little brother after originally having 10, he now has 6 toy cars because 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. Today, we learned all about subtraction. We answered the question, what is subtraction? We learned that subtraction is taking away one amount or value from another amount or value. Today we learned what subtraction is, how to solve with subtraction models, and how to solve subtraction word problems. We hope that this video educated you about subtraction, and we hope to see you in the next video.